Welcome back, dweebs, to the Weekly Dweeb, our final topic this week. And I'm going to hand it off to my friend Kev, who's running the show on this one. Running point, Kev, I'm going to let you go. You got it, buddy. This is your topic.
Well, this one covers a few different bases, gang. Of course, one of our favorite films that we covered on this channel in 2025 was Ryan Coogler's Sinners. And so much like we've had the Krieger Chronicles previously, and we've been keeping you up to date with Zach Krieger and his work, we might be doing the Coogler Chronicles as well to just keep tabs on one of the other premier storytellers in the game right now. So for those of you who don't know, Ryan Coogler is piloting a new version of the X-Files. And so according to discussing film over the holiday break, the Christmas break, Ryan Coogler says his X-Files series will have a similar structure as the original show. And he said, quote, "We intend on having both monsters of the week and also the overarching conspiracy." So first and foremost, I think that excites a lot of fans of the original series. And I would imagine if you've been interested in Coogler's work, you might be excited about this. The question, I guess, where it comes in is, James, the first 9 seasons of the X-Files were 20 plus episodes. Remember
different time, man.
Different times. So what do you think about that? Do you think it's possible to maintain that sort of format in today's world? We were just talking about this with Netflix and yesterday's episode, the way streaming services like to release these things. I mean, if they do 8-hour-long episodes, are they still going to be able to keep this format? How important do you think it is for something like X-Files to
I'm gonna
stick to that format? What are your thoughts on this?
My guess, I guess my comments are going to come from a basic generalization because I've never seen the X-Files. I've seen probably just little bits and pieces of it. We don't know how long the episodes are, right? Or how many episodes in a season? Not long. How do you know?
That is correct. To my knowledge, I'll double check here, but not to my knowledge.
It is, man. Obviously it can be done, but we kind of joked about that. It was a different era of TV, right? Like, my favorite TV show of all time is Lost, and it was 22 to 25 episodes a season. Like, it's just different. We're now expecting roughly 8 to 10. It's the Game of Thrones effect, right? We're expecting 8 to 10 hour-long episodes, and I think a Monster of the Week can be really fun. I think it's very hard to do a Monster of the Week and then have an overarching story. A show that has semi-attempted it and you would argue has failed pretty miserably at it after season 1 is The Mandalorian.
Yes.
It absolutely threw away the Monster of the Week concept real quickly. And it's hard to do. I think it can be done. And if let me just outright say it, if Coogler's doing it, I believe it can be done. Like, if he thinks it can be done, it can be done. If it's anybody less talented than somebody like him, a Krieger, somebody that's where we can be like, oh, they fucking know what they're doing, then I'd be worried. With him, I'm not. But I mean, I'm skeptical. I hope he can do it. I hope he can pull it off. Like, fucking sounds cool. Like, it's very hard to mix a season-long story and integrate it into a Monster of the Week piece segment, you know?
Agreed. I think certainly it's easier said than done, because if it could be done,
it would be
with ease. Exactly. It'd be done a heck of a lot more. There's a reason when it does work that it resonates with so many people, because it's not, your typical story, especially in a running television show. You usually get one or the other, right? You get your Monsters of the Week, everything's going to reset for next week. Like, you're almost like a sitcom schedule. Or you have the longer story. You're getting cliffhangers every week to build into the next story. I think, depending on the number of episodes, now I would love it if it could just, even if it's just for the nostalgia's sake, / just proving that it still can be done in the current climate. I would love to see this thing be 24 episodes. I sincerely
It'd be
doubt that's
awesome.
what's going to
I'd be
happen.
here for it, but in the same way as you, what are they gonna? I just don't see it.
Yeah, it would sure be fun. And again, to kind of echo what you said, he seems like one of the guys who could convince a studio or a streaming service to give him a budget to do something like that. I don't think there are too many right now. The Chris Nolans of the world that can kind of get to call their own shots right now with the studio's foot in the bill. So I think this will be a lot of fun. How I think it's going to work is the overarching conspiracy probably won't be touched on in every single episode. I think that's the only way to do it. I think that's where the challenge will be. But again, like you said, I think this is the guy that can do it. When I believe into the behind the scenes stuff with Sinners and just knowing where that story started and how the research kind of took on a life of its own and so much was added.
He's going to treat the IP with the respect it deserves. I have no doubt about that.
100%. And I think he'll have a good idea. I don't think he would go as far as to saying we're going to do Monsters of the Week and an overarching conspiracy if there wasn't already an idea in place. Like, I don't think they would just kind of pick it up. I think he probably came at this thing with an idea, and you probably start with the overarching conspiracy first, and how can this situation lead to these monster of the week things that branch out. So I'm pretty excited. This is one. It's a fine line for me at this point, James, when you play the nostalgia card, because I feel like the nostalgia gland has been milked so much at this point. I almost would like a break from it, but
we've talked about that plenty too, how we don't think Hollywood has any. They have very few original ideas. However, Coogler's The Sinners is an original idea, right? So, like, I know he's taken an established IP, but I'm kind of like, let's see what he's like, see what he does.
100%. That's exactly the direction I was headed to between this and because Krieger's got a lot. No, you're good. We're on the same page. Because Krieger with the Resident Evil, it's a very similar thing where it's like, I would love some new ideas, but at least we have guys that have performed well using their own ideas. Maybe they can at least give us a fresh glance. So yeah, it's this may be one of the final nostalgic pieces of art that I have any hype towards, because like I said, we are starting to run on fumes on that front for me, but I am still excited about this one. So fingers crossed, man. Don't ruin X-Files for us, guys. Come on.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So any final thoughts on it, Kev? That's all you got?
Oh, that's all I've got, man.
All she wrote. We are I think it's a cautiously optimistic, as usual, is a good one. Is a go-to for us with Coogler and if it was somebody less experienced, I'd be quite a bit worried. But because it's him, I'm like, let's hold out hope here. We'll hold out hope. So, but thank you guys for joining us this week. Please like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button. We had 3 pre-recorded topics this week. We went live talking Stranger Things yesterday. And we'll have more for next week. So please check us out. Kev, anywhere else you want to point them to before we send us out of here?
Shout out to the crew over at Carnage Media Pay-Per-View. We hit 1,000 subs over the holidays.
That's awesome.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. Big year for us over there. Got some more events coming up in January and February. So if you want to check out free fights, head over to Carnage Media PPV on our YouTube channel. But other than that, turn those bells on, because we got Welcome to Derry. We got Fallout. We got a whole bunch of other stuff going on around our regularly scheduled programming. So you don't want to miss it.
So much to watch and not enough time. Oversaturation for us right now.
Send us your PTO days so we can have more time to watch stuff.
Could use, right? Yeah, thank you guys for joining us. This has been the Weekly Dweeb. Come check us out next week. Until then, we'll see you.